Hey, what's going on, y'all? Y'all know the channel, all about gaming. You know the host, Dark Intent 79, and I just want to speak on this. I kind of put this build up before, but I had it on YouTube, but I did not know that there was technical difficulties going on with the mic. I thought the guy that was talking was just talking. I was trying to just ignore him, but there was gameplay of this build, and I was pretty much breaking it down and what I was talking about. But again, so I just deleted it and kind of just reshooting it. And then I was doing some testing on yesterday. So apologize to you guys if you did enjoy the video, but I just deleted it and figured I just it'd be just Act Two. So I'm not going to go into as much of depth of it, but at the same time, you guys didn't hear me. As you know or you don't know, that this is my Scorpio build. And the whole premise of this build was basically just to stack on DTA, which is like DTE, damage to elites back in the day, but they removed it. It's now like damage to armor, which is actually from Div 1. There was damage to armor, there was DTE, and then at one point they had critical hit damage multiplicative, but I believe they stopped that. And then it was just damage to armor and damage to elites, which eventually transferred to um, part two, and then they got rid of damage to armor, kept damage to elites, and then they got rid of damage to elites and the whole story. So my premise for this build was to build around the Scorpio, which I think is a really great shotgun next to the Sweet Dreams. Originally, this was supposed to be a shotgun LMG build, um, but around the time that I had put the shield on the backfire to use the intimidate more, I kind of wanted to transfer it over here, just because I have 1.5. So as you can see, I'm using the standard 2 Walker and Harris contractor's gloves. Um, some of these pieces like this with perfectly unbreakable, I chose to use. This is supposed to be like a PvP build, but I could use it in PvE. Perfectly unbreakable when you go into preferably in conflict, not DZ. This is halved. I think it's 55 or 50%, something to that nature. These pieces are not set. And what I mean by that is like I'm trying to figure out what's the best case scenario or what's the best to put. I don't want to say the best, but what really suits me. And I like the way this is set up, right? So you have the Scorpio. Granted, it's not all optimized, but it's this is how it came. We're talking about literally a percent off from each piece. And then I was trying to find a partner. Originally, I had put the MPX in here with the house, so the apartment perfect measured. I did like the results. It was cool, but this thing is in at max level, so I was kind of like, yeah, I wasn't really 100 on it, even though it does have some cool stats. And then, the damage to armor is stacked up too with the increased bottom half and the increased top half of rate of fire. But I wasn't sure, I wasn't sure about it. The specs on it were good. It was like 55, 56 crit chance. I think it was like 158 crit damage. Uh, I don't have I have crit damage pretty much on everything, but as you can see, it's not going to result much because it's not the brand sets. It's not a Seska, it's not a Sokolov, it's not a Providence, it's not a Grupo. There's none of that in there. So, giving that factor, this is what I came up with as far as putting on crit chance and crit damage, which I think is moderately good for a shotgun, and giving that the shotgun has its own crit damage, so it'll go up about another percent to 144. But as you can see here, crit chance with a crit damage mod, uh, crit damage, armor regen. The armor regen was already on there. I just kind of threw that on there. Um, this was bloody. I just, optimized it. They weren't too far off. They're pretty high in stats. The Bellstone was the only piece that I was like meh about. And what I mean is that I was originally going to put Fox prayers here. I still might. I'm still doing some experiments as far as what feels good, but um, the LMG takes good, it's reverse of the shotguns, where their thing is 10% to targets out of cover, 6% damage to armor. So, but I wanted to kind of expound upon, because I had this piece, a little bit of armor regen. In PvP and PvE, it's very viable. Obviously, the more the better, but, you know, armor regen here, armor regen here, armor regen here. Not too many spots. I understand that the armor regen is also taking up the crit chance that I have going on. So instead of armor regen, it could be crit chance, crit damage, crit chance, and that would help out my situation. Same thing here, crit chance, crit damage. And I do have pieces now that I've somewhat collected where I still could potentially do that or rearrange. But like I said, armor regen isn't a bad thing. But yes, the um, the spaces with the armor regen is taking up, you know, some crit damage areas, potential crit damage, crit chance. But it's like I said, it's in three spots. If you notice, the mods are all crit damage max, so that's another 32%. Like I said, it's not bad. The 143 isn't bad. And then you know me, I use the finisher to help me out a little bit with those crit chance and crit damage issues. Um, that'll get me max crit chance and 30% on crit damage for 15 seconds. I mean, it works, man. If you know to utilize your stuff when you have it, maybe not in PvP, but definitely in PvE, it's just great to use. And not for nothing, it's not like we really use our pistols like that, unless you're doing an exotic pistol and a shield or something or other. But I just felt that the finisher does serve its purpose when I remember to pull it out. No pun intended. So you see the two Walker and Harris. That's an additional weapon damage of 5%, 5% damage to armor. I could have did another 5% damage to health, which also would help, but that wasn't the focal point. Um, perfectly unbreakable, obviously. Two Badgers. Originally, I was thinking about status effects with this. But if you look at the gun, it just basically says duration of status effects is based on percentage of pellet hits on applying a shot. So I think it's like 6 to 8 pellets or something, or whatever, 7 pellets. I don't know how many pellets it is, but it's like around that area. With this shield, I'm most likely going to be shooting them up close anyway, so they're going to receive all of that. I've seen guys shoot this shotgun like NPC shoots you, a sniper shotgun from I don't know how far away, and they still get the status effect and damage. So originally, I had Perfect Wicked, which was 27 seconds, but more importantly, it gave 10% status, which gives a little bit more duration and a smidge extra damage to that poison and well to the poison basically. Um, but it gives a little bit more duration on the poison, on the disorient, and on the shock. Just they're a little shocked a little longer, and then it resets. But somebody told me, like, why would you focus on the status because it's going to take away from other things that are important? And I kind of did that instead. Just focus on doing this, uh, which I may fluctuate. Um, the main pieces that were staying were definitely the chest piece and the contractor's gloves, right? But the Walker and Harris are definite pieces to stay. It's just they don't have to be where they're at. The Bellstone was iffy. And actually, I have a Richard and Kaiser that I was going to do that gives 50% shield health that had shield health, crit damage, and a blue. I was able to change the course. I could change it to whatever I needed. But when I put that on, they gave me 1.7, which is great, and it boosts my shield up pretty much almost a mil. It was 4,800,000 something. But the thing was, I was like, well, am I really killing my damage? And went to 7 something and change, which I think is still okay, right? And then I have to keep in mind that I have the striker shield, which is giving me 12% weapon damage when I pull that out. So it's almost like I have a 3 and 4, 3 reds, 4 blues. So again, like I said, it's still experimental. I wasn't sure how to proceed. It was a little iffy. I think that's why I kind of disappeared from this build. I was trying to finish other builds, but I think just because I didn't know, I wasn't 100 on what pieces to implement. And I had a Gila guard up here, and I was thinking to myself, well, why am I going to put a Gila? I might as well just put 2 Badger. But it's not necessary for me to have 2 Badger. It's just necessary for me to have perfectly unbreakable, which is a Badger, in the contractor's gloves, and throw 2 Walker and Harris. So I'll probably do some revisions on here. The drone wasn't there. I think I had a revive hive, but I switched it to a drone. Um, I've been using the drone a little bit more, not so much for additional weapon power, even though it does serve that purpose. But like I said, when you're fighting NPCs or even in PvP, if they're not jamming you or whatever, it's just that little additional uh, weapon damage, especially in PvP or conflict where you have to get caught with a reload and you're just about to kill the NPC or the rogue agent, and you have to reload and you're caught in that reload. We've all been there where you're caught in that reload and you got plugged and then you lost. If my reload was faster, or if I didn't have to reload, you would have been dead. So the drone helps out with that. Um, but this is what I got for right now. I have been messing around with some pieces. Like I said, the 2 pieces up here were viable to go. I did catch a Grupo, and I also believe I have a Seska that could fit down here, that could pretty much mirror this. I wanted to be at high armor, so 1.5 is where I wanted to be. Like I said, with the shotgun, 43 in crit chance, 137 in crit damage, which is not bad. 45 all weapon bonus damage plus 40, so that's 85 in altogether in shotgun damage, uh, which is all right, for 1.5. I have armor regeneration. Granted, if I up those 3 pieces, or the 2 pieces, it should be at 30, at least 30,000 for armor regen, maybe a little over, which is not bad. Health on kill, who cares? I have health regeneration, so it's pretty much what, 1,000, 1,600 a second, I guess. Or no, that's not armor, that's health. I'm tripping. Um, that's really it. The drone isn't all that to do. The shield's at 3 mil, but it could be higher. Um, that's really it. I mean, it's simple, but it's not. It's because there's other pieces I can add and or take away. I ended up doing rock and roll because the rock and roll is pretty much like the Sitar of shotguns, and I forgot what it was called in Div 1, the exotic, but that's the shotgun I used to love back in the day. Um, the ACS, but what the heck was it called? It was like the Showstopper. Wasn't it the Showstopper? I think it was called the Showstopper. That's beautiful gun. And I've come to respect this gun. I had it on something else, and I was using it, but it was tough for me to use on that build for whatever reason. I ended up using maybe an S&G and replacing it. But this guy is 43 and 128. It only has 2 mod slots, and the Scorpio comes with um, crit damage on the gun as an attribute. So, there's really nothing to be done about that. I made it so that it was crit chance, so I can get the highest amount of crit chance. And then when I use the finisher, the crit chance will be at max, and then you add 30% to the crit damage. And if somebody has Coyote, then I just, utilize that. But even though this is, and what I did is I had originally had stability on here. This thing is like boom, 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 boom. And usually at 15 rounds, it's a little more like, all right, because it's not just constant. But at 30 rounds and you're just bucking off, that thing gets to be much. So I had here, as you see, this is a double god roll, and the shotgun damage was like 14.7. So to me, it's triple god roll. I'm going by it says. But I had stability on here to help it with the previous build. And then I was like, you know what? Let me see damage to target out of cover. I don't use damage to target out of cover much. Not that it's not viable. It is very viable. I don't believe, I haven't made it factual, but I'm pretty sure that damage to target out of cover is not multiplicative. It is an additive thing. But it works well with crit damage because if the target's out of cover, you get that extra 10% damage, but it doesn't matter if it's on the armor or on the health. Along with crit damage on the armor or on the health, it's the same, so they work together very well. However, damage to armor, once the armor has been eaten, which is the primary thing, think of it as like a T-bone steak. Once the armor's been chewed through, your damage reverts, right? Unless you have like health to damage or target out of cover or whatever. So I think really honestly, in my opinion, damage to armor with crit damage is the best combination. Like I have an MPX with killer on it, but I have on the attribute damage to armor. Because it doesn't matter if they're in cover or not in cover, as long as they have armor, they're gonna get chewed up. But I found that damage to armor with this target out of cover being experimental actually works very well, and that's the only other reason I was saying to put the Fox Prayers, because I have a couple of Fox Prayer knee pads, but I would be missing something, so I would have to sacrifice either more crit chance or more crit damage, and I just wasn't sure if that's really what I wanted to do, right? Because I have Badger knee pads that I originally had put here, and I had Perfectly Wicked on the backpack, but I took that off. This is pretty much triple god roll, and I took that off. But I was looking at my Fox Prayers, and as you can see here, this is crit chance with armor already. I had that. I forgot what I had put that on. I don't know if it was this build. I don't know if it was something else. I'm assuming it was this build because, like I said, I kind of fell off on dealing with it. I put it together, tried a little bit, liked the results of the way it is now, but I was still feeling like, But I have multiple Fox Prayers. So I was just like, I'm not sure. Then I thought about this one, but this thing sucks because it has skill damage on it. Then I would either have to change the tier or the skill damage. And I'm not trying to make it a big armor regen build. I'm just trying to get armor regen on there because it's good, especially in PvE, when you're kind of hurting and you're like out of med kits and you can get to cover, stay in cover, and heal at the same time. Very important. And in PvP, but less likely because you're going to be face tanking in PvP unless you're in DZ. And even then, it's almost the same. So that's what I was thinking. And then over here, if you see, I have my Richard and Kaiser Forge came like this. and then I was able to just change the red. It was pretty much triple guard roll. Shield health at 50%. Crit damage was max, and I can change this to a red or a blue to suit my needs. So that was that. Those two pieces and this backpack. So I was supposed to try out Bloodsucker, and I thought about doing it on this build as a trial. I've never tried Bloodsucker. I used to back in the day. Old buddy of mine said it was really good in PvE, a really good talent. Didn't really, you know, gravitate to it, but I was looking at, Companion also on the backpack. While you're within 5 meters of an ally or skill, weapon damage is increased by 15%, which does not beat the 18% you get, but it's not limited to a status effect, which means, uh, like, I have to shoot with the Scorpio, proc the Wicked, get the 18%. If I'm still using the gun, obviously it's my primary, but if I want to switch to the rock and roll, I have to make sure that my last shot is with the Scorpio so that I get the full 20 seconds of that gun with the extra 18% and then switch back to it. Which, if you're doing that with a shield and you're trying to swap weapons, it's already slow as it is just to swap. It's even, roughly slower. So I thought about Companion just because I don't have to deal with that. If my drone is out or if my shield is out, which most likely it is, all I have to do is pop the shield out and Companion is already working. The flip side with Wicked is all I have to do is keep shooting with the Scorpio and it's consistently going to work because it refreshes. And I'm assuming that Companion does refresh as well because I don't see any kind of cooldowns for either one. But as you can see, I had Perfectly Wicked, which was 27 seconds. I had put it to armor. I had crit damage, crit chance, crit damage. Pretty much the same thing. But I said to myself, well, I had put this there first, and then I put Gilligard. But then I was thinking to myself, why am I going to put Perfectly Wicked for 27 seconds when I can just put another Badger Tough, get some more armor, right? So instead of being just under 1.5, 1,400,000 and something, and be rounded up to be over 1.5, be a true 1.5. Not that it really matters. I guess I'm just kind of picking at stuff. But my thing is that Perfectly Wicked is 27 seconds. But who cares? Who cares it's 27 seconds? As long as you're shooting with the primary gun that procs Wicked, nobody cares. But the other argument could be like when I use my secondary gun, right? Like the rock and roll, I have a little bit more time to shoot at whatever I'm shooting at for 27 seconds versus 20 seconds. 27 versus 20 seconds. 7 seconds more is like almost 2 minutes in division. So I may bounce back and forth between this, and I get the status effect. That was the main thing of even putting this on there. That's why I said that I was bouncing between ideas and putting pieces on to see how it would work. And then, you know, um, I had a couple of masks that were interchangeable. Basically, just collecting interchangeable pieces, just if I needed to change anything up, or if I felt like this is working, but this is not working. So my other idea on this was to make a Walker Harris here, make a Walker Harris here, fit the Richard and Kaiser, the Forge, if you will, here, so I can get more health. I don't know if I was going to keep it a blue or make it a red, and maybe make this into Fox Prayer, a Grupo I could do, as long as it's either 5 blues or 4 blues. That's the minimum. Contractor's gloves, perfectly unbreakable. That's the minimum. If I found out perfectly unbreakable that didn't have armor regen, I may try it. I may try it. If I have a Walker and Harris, which I think I do, without armor regen, I may try it. Where this is just blues and reds, I may try that. That's kind of, sort of where I wanted to position myself initially. But like I said, these are the pieces that I had, and that's what I was kind of working with. And again, armor regen is viable in both worlds, PvP and PvE. More in PvE, but they're both viable. Um, and this Bellstone, the Bellstone was just because it already has armor on it. It was triple God roll. It already had armor regen, and I just slapped on crit damage, and it just boosted the armor regen. I figured, hey, if I gotta have it on these two, which is already here, I might as well slap on a Bellstone. Makes sense, right? You get the armor regen at 1%, then you get a little bit more armor regen. But like I said, that is not the total premise. So whatever I move around, whatever I interchange, I have to make sure that it stays at least 4 to 5 blues, and I have 2 reds. And that could be a little tangly webby weave just because you may not have the parts. You may not have the pieces. But I'm a hoarder, so I'm pretty sure I have a lot of pieces. In fact, I kind of already do. But I wasn't sure about the forge only because it's going to affect my crit chance. The Fox Prayers is going to affect my crit damage. So, I do have mods that can help out, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess I really just have to do it and see how I feel about it. Because at the end of the day, um, I need to make sure that I'm putting up enough stopping power, aside from just having some good shield health. So without further ado, let me get into it. Right now, I've just been collecting Shay. But really, I've been just collecting Shay to try to kind of work on my road to power build. I found myself a Providence chest piece that had status and skill damage. So I will be revisiting that. I'm doing a lot of my builds, but revisiting them, making them better, making them change some of the pieces to them. Maybe they, make it more, I don't know, more effective, more efficient, more damaging. I don't know. But yeah, let's see who's on. Which there's nobody in this clan because Legion's always gone for clips at a time. I was gonna, and the one time I do join it, to Legion, if he's ever watching, the one time I'm in your clan and you're not on for almost 2 months, bro, I'm about to drop out, straight up. So, but let's see the numbers that this thing can put up, and let me show you what this rock and roll can do because I can't sleep on damage to target out of cover. I have been sleeping on it for quite some time. I love damage to armor because that goes into the drone. The drone may be only shooting at 19, but I think when it hits damage to armor, it shoots up to 26. That's a big shot, right? And let's keep in mind 2 things. One, I'm getting 15% weapon damage because 5% from the Harris and 10% from the shotgun. And then I have, well, in this case, 24 because this is not max. So it's 24% here. You got 5 here, and 8 here, and 11 here. That's 24%. The max was 30. I didn't want to do the Araldi because the first 2 have nothing to do with me, and I felt like it just would have been absorbing slots that it didn't need to absorb just to get a 5% damage to armor, which, quite honestly, 5% or 30% damage to armor is kind of big if you do it right. Uh, but I just felt like I'd be wasting talents because, if I did the Walker and Harris, if I did these 3, the Rolly would have to be here, right? If I did these 2, I would need 3. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. If this chess piece would have to be something else. If I did 2, and it wouldn't work. I couldn't fit 3 Araldis. So I scrapped the idea, but don't get it twisted. 30% damage to armor is ridiculous. Ridiculous, y'all. PvP or PvE. It's tough. I think D said he did it, but I think his results were similar to what I was saying, what I was thinking as far as the Araldi was just like, it was cool to have the 30%, but he was limited in other areas. And I felt the same when I started to put it together. But let's get into some matches and see what's going on, who's on. You know what I do, with the randos. You know, it's a bit early. Not too many people are on anyway.
You have received an invite to another.
And if you guys have any comments or suggestions for this build, please let me know, because I don't know it all. I do not know it all.
Sounds like you're gonna need all the help you can get.
Español, español.
The support team is standing by, but you'll need to figure out a way to get them through the main
No
gate.
comprendo.
We need to retrieve the antivirals before Black Tusk can move them somewhere safer. Head down into the sinkhole and locate the maintenance pump room.
Alright, here we go.
This should get you inside the perimeter.
Español, español.
No español.
No español.
No español.
No español, okay. No español.
Somebody shooting from my back. See, this is exactly what I mean by unbreakable and on the regen. I don't have the time to sit there and do a freaking med kit. See that armor just dropping. Cool.
Find a way to disable them.
Find a way. Okay, let's get it.
We've been compromised. Reinforce the main gate sector.
Wait. Is this invaded? It is invaded. It's not invaded.
No, no, not invaded, no.
Switching. Alright. Never mind, I thought there was another wave coming down.
On the left, not right. What the fuck? Dai, de respetar Leo. Por caminheta.
Oh, there's two of these bad boys. This is a perfect example of the rock and roll right here. That's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted to do.
Agent down.
Appreciate it, Dark. Hold on.
System malfunctioning. System
What the?
online.
stop that. Crap. And perfectly unbreakable comes in. Come on down, big man. Let me light big man up. Right. Yeah, she's gonna send out 80 drones.
Locate those antivirals. As soon as you retrieve them, send up a flare to signal the support team. We'll
Okay.
cover your ass.
Okay, listen up. Plan B. We'll transport the antivirals by hovercraft. I want these cylinders on separate vessels.
Intercept those cylinders. We can't let Black Tusk get away with a single sample.
Somebody left a hive out here. Revive hive.
Storage device detected.
That's gotta be the antivirals.
Got that finisher to work.
Bringing a cylinder on board now.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead right in there. Right in there. I don't care. They got big man now. You better. Besides, I forgot that freaking pulse thing over there. It's gonna mess up my skills.
storage device detected nearby.
Get that second antiviral cylinder. Support team will secure the first cylinder in the meantime.
But what you can do, right? Well, somebody blew it up. But if you get a status on the gun, then it makes it easier because I can proc brick it. And then I don't have to worry about it. Oh, look. Another one right here. Okay.
Wyvern, hostiles captured one of the cylinders. They're trying to intercept the other one.
Hold the bridge and protect that cylinder.
I just realized I'm doing tidal basin. And I hate doing tidal basin. All these shots. Eventually you're gonna get it too. About the shotgun, it will push them, even if they're in cover, it'll push them right out of cover.
Requesting support fire. We've got hostiles on the bridge.
Request denied. Can't risk those antivirals.
Copy that.
Negative, Thunderbird. They'll tear you to pieces.
Stupid doggy's lighting you up.
Assistance needed.
Let's have a conversation, doggy. Let us have a nice, meaningful conversation. We're gonna have a nice con. What are you running for? What's she running for?
System malfunctioning.
Oh, I can't use my crap.
System restored. System disrupted. System reactivated. System malfunctioning. System restored.
Sample secured. Preparing to exfil.
I will tell you what though, ammo-wise,
Portable canister detected nearby.
it does drain a lot, especially that rock and roll. Rock and roll is tough. Excuse me.
I'm hit. Losing control.
I never feel bad for that guy. He told him to get out, and he's still stuck around.
That helicopter took out the turbines. We're fucking
Idiot.
stranded.
Wyvern, you need to exfil on foot right fucking now. We need those goddamn antivirals.
You want me to run away? I thought you knew me better than that.
This is an order, Wyvern. Wyvern, you copy.
Get on board that hovercraft and secure the rest of the antivirals. The support team will protect the cylinders.
Keep to the left of him. Rock his world.
System curtailed.
Thank goodness for somebody having tardigrade.
System reactivated.
See, that armor regen just kicks right in. It's slow, but it's strong enough. Gotta go over there and say hello. Where you going, homie?
Get those rocket launchers prepped.
Talk to me, Wyvern. What are you doing?
I'm gonna blow up the motherfucking White House.
Are you out of your goddamn mind?
We need to cripple these assholes. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Christ, she's insane! Agent, do whatever you can to prevent the launch of those rockets.
Man, all of a sudden gets his nuts all balled up. Oh, that always does it.
Rocket launchers are loaded.
God damn it, Wyvern. Stand down.
Negative, sir. I refuse. won't be disappointed. Target locked. Initiating launch sequence.
Jesus Christ. Everyone, this is not a drill. We need to evacuate the building right now. Repeat, this is not a drill.
Getting hit up pretty hard.
Critical.
Smart idea. Use an oxy.
If you don't stop those rockets from launching, a lot of people are gonna die. And one of them is gonna be me.
I mean, I don't give a damn about you. Oh, this is my favorite part right here. Let's lay into the asses.
Backup power activated. Launch sequence initiated.
I love the way those shotguns take those guys out.
I'm gonna remember killing you. It's been a while since I could say that about anyone.
Thank you, sir, for the healing. Whoever did that. Got a revive out here. Doggy out here. Doggy's down.
System malfunctioning.
Come to save the day, huh? But you're a real goddamn hero.
System powered.
Enough small talk.
Rocket launch backup power activated. Launch sequence initiated.
Love it. Oh no, no reviving, sir.
Rocket launch backup power activated.
Alright guys, I'm
Launch
killing
sequence
NPCs. If you could
initiated.
somehow get the other thing.
You're starting to piss me off. Quick and painless is no longer an option for you.
Oh, I'm coming from Wyvern. Oh, she hopped.
Target's not dead.
Crap. Oh, we gonna work this. We can do it, yeah. We gonna work that, whatever.
Wyvern, come in. Wyvern. Fuck.
Let's help the other guys to get these doggies out.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Ooh, I thought I was Superman. Got all three of them attacking me. We go further back. Appreciate the hive. Yeah, you gonna just come up to me like that, dog? No respect.
Vital signs critical.
What? I pulled my shield out.
Agent vital signs 0.
Killed me like that? Okay. I guess with the shield, you know, you're like a giant target. It makes sense though. They were hitting me like one snipe after another snipe.
System
I think
curtailed.
that's it. Yeah.
System reactivated.
Oh no, there's one more. Another doggy.
The antiviral cylinders are secure. We'll make sure they get safely extracted.
Sir, we've got enemy helicopters on approach. Should we knock them down? Negative. Hold your fire. 10 chance those cylinders getting destroyed.
Well, that's a bit of luck. Agent, you managed to secure the antivirals and shut down a key Black Tusk stronghold. Not to mention preventing a rocket attack on the base of operations. Incredible work, Agent. Truly incredible. But there's still more to do.
System restored.
What we got? Perfect glass cannon. Haste skill. Oh, so close. Oh, and perfectly unbreakable. Nice. Triple god roll. Rainbow, but triple. Can't use it though. But too bad about this sacrifice. Damn. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Nah. I'm trying to get it to where I can change the core on the perfect glass cannon. But nah, it won't work. Somebody scooped it anyway. Does this guy got everything perfect? It's weird. Same stats, attributes, status, and handling. So you see the numbers as far as damage is concerned. I mean, it does a significant amount of damage. Obviously, it's the Scorpio. I did less kills than Rain did. Almost about 30. But put up a lot of numbers. Granted, I'm in their face, so that makes a big difference. And my crit percentage wasn't bad. It was 49 and 71. You know, the finisher obviously helped out. But that damage to armor, even at 25%, is no joke. I'm gonna mute this dude.
A good clan?
Yep, good game, Koto.
You have clan? You have
An
clan?
agent has left your group.
You guys were in my stream, by the way. Just let you know.
I need the Eagle Bureaus, bro. But
Nope.
I got other skills here. My English is not good, bro.
It's okay.
I got other skills. I got damage skill. You
That's
know
all
me.
right. That's all right. Well, you got to do the raid for the Inglebearer, so good luck with that.
Say
But
I need the eagle bear. What? I say you something. I had 4 keys, red keys. 1 key more. I open the chest. Voila.
oh, you mean the keys?
Say,
Yeah.
say I got 4 keys. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
need
that's good.
1 key more. Then one key more. Well, you got a good clan.
No, unfortunately, I don't have a good clan, so I would not recommend trying to do raids.
You
With that.
you got the eagle beater. You got the eagle beater.
Yeah, I do.
I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, but don't sweat it. It's not as good as it used to be when it first came out, so you're not really missing much.
Say that's right.
All right, my friend. All right, Darkest Rain. I could have sworn I played with you before, but you
Say
guys take
what? That
care.
one must be.
Yeah, I have it.
Say that's what. I got that. I need a good.
You have left.
He would have talked all day, and then talking in broken English would have made it worse.
Safe area entered.
So yeah, guys. I mean, that's granted. When you do, I do a little bit more testing, but that's around about the average. I don't use this gun at all, like at all. I'm starting to come around to it just because it does do the 40 and it's an AR, but I don't like it how it's only 3 mods. I'd rather just use the Harmony or yeah, I'd rather just use the Harmony. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna front. Harmony is safe distance. Harmony hits at a higher, and it's a pretty smooth rifle. It's actually the only rifle I've ever used. I just, that subject is cool, but if you're gonna do anything with, listen, if you're gonna do anything with skills, the capacitor is the way to go all the time. Plus, you have 12% damage to armor. Even if you use this with reds, 12% damage to armor is huge, y'all. Huge. Yes, this serves better as a weapon for skills. I'm not going to go on to it because you get that 7.5 per yellow, which if you have 6 yellows, you get 40% extra weapon damage on top of the damage to armor, which is multiplicative. But even if you only had 1 skill tiers, 2 skill tiers, who cares? The point is, it's still going to do its job by giving you 60% for skills and 12% damage to armor, which is ridiculous. Oh, gotta go. Mom's talking to me. She's calling me. Oh, I don't know who that is. Anywho, let me go, guys. I will talk to you soon. I'll probably try to do another stream. I was going to do another one, but I got some errands I got to run. I did want to kind of revisit an old build. Not old, but it is old. I wanted to revisit the Eclipse Fire. I had originally put an air burst on here. Actually, well, this air burst, I put the explosion burst. I was really digging it, but then I realized I was doing bleed and bleed. Did some results, trying to revisit it. Looking at damage and numbers. I'd like to stream it, see what you guys think of it. Like I said, it's similar, same builds, but different skills attached to them, and or a couple of different things as far as the pieces are concerned. But let me go and answer my errands because my mama's calling me. You know how that goes. If you don't answer the phone when your mama calling, that's a problem. So you guys take care. You know the channel, Dark Intent, or All About Gaming, and the host, Dark Intent, sponsored by Team You Can't. I know you guys don't know nothing about that, but it is sponsored by Team You Can't. But you guys take care. I'll see you guys on soon, and let me know what you guys think about this build or any of the other builds that I've had in the past. I still am kind of trying to figure this out, so that's why you'll see a retalk. This is a retalk because I already did a build. You just couldn't hear me, and like revisited on the clutch build, which Honestly, I think with that clutch build, I can kick ass and chew bubblegum at the same time. And that's a little hard to do nowadays, especially with, you know, he was especially compared with my backfire or my eagle bear, especially with my hunter's fury. Clutch, I think I have worked it to where it is very, very useful. Even with the chameleon, I may switch back to the CTAR, but right now it looks like the chameleon is where it's sitting, and it's actually kind of good because I don't really use the chameleon. I kind of sleep on it a little bit. I think it's a great AR, but yeah, I don't really use that thing like that. I did back when Striker first came out, but this is kind of a resurgence of it, so it suits well and it gives that extra punch. Maybe I'll do some vids on it. Obviously, I don't have to go through the video because I've already done that, but um, yeah, it's pretty cool. PvP though, eh, eh. I mean, it could work, but you know what I'm saying? You have to have a team that kind of structured around each other's builds. I don't know. But this Scorpio, I think I will be back to try it in PvP. I did have some really conflict, I should say. I did have some great results with that. I'll probably be back with that later after I'm done doing my errands. But again, you guys take care. I appreciate you listening and whoever stopped by. Like I said, leave a comment below, like if you guys like the build, or you know, personal preferences. What do you think I could add to the build? Something I could do better, something I might be missing, something I might want to look into, whatever. Hit me up and let me know. Until then, you guys take care, and I will see you soon.